Because like Dirk is a GOAT, but it's like I can see how you say it, but I disagree.
Because my thing is like KG kind of his game tapered off tremendously second half of his career.
It did.
Dirk never really did.
And if you're adding the whole influence of him being this he's one of the first guys that was that hybrid 6'10", 3-point, 7-foot or whatever, and also coming from Europe and kind of open that up like there's.
No, we just talk about games. We ain't talking about black or white or where the fuck they come from. I'm talking
about the influence.
Not because he's European.
Right. Yeah, but he's one of the first
new
European
white
superstars.
The new white man in America. No, we're not gonna do that.
Welcome back to Out of Bounds. I'm Pierce Simpson. On today's episode, we'll recap the Boston Celtics wrapping up their semifinals matchup against the Philadelphia 76ers and heading to the Eastern Conference Finals. But first, I'm joined here by Complex Sports editor, Mr. Adam Caparell. Adam, I believe this week you're not gambling on anything. So how are you feeling? You feeling better?
Taking a break, and I'm currently monitoring the line as they adjust with game ones coming up on Sunday and Monday.
You are not getting better.
Not at all.
Next to me, as always, is Mr. Gilbert Arenas. We got to give this guy some help because he's supposed to take a week off, and he's still not getting better. He's still monitoring stuff.
Some people just lost calls. This is lost calls.
Yeah, it's too much at this
lost
point.
calls. We just know where his checks are going.
Yeah, and Gil, and Gil, we've had an impressive week of guests, and today is no different as we're joined here by former NFL running back, actor, rapper, and host of the podcast Now What with Arian Foster. Mr. Arian Foster, you have your debut album about to hit streaming services and hopefully stores, Flamingo and Koval, and you're rapping under the name of Bobby Feeno. It's out now. You also have a documentary series that will be premiering on Tidal and Uninterrupted, titled Becoming Bobby Feeno. So, Arian, we appreciate you on the show, brother. How you doing?
I want to give a clap because that was the longest introduction we've had for a guest yet on Out of Bounds.
I like the name. That's odd. I ain't gonna lie. Bobby Feeno. That's a nice thing.
What is the origin?
That's fire name. That's fire name.
No, the origin is I didn't think Arian Foster. I mean, I've been rapping and making music since I was like a little kid, and so like I've gone through 10, 15 different names, and
but you got name recognition as Arian Foster.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like Arian Foster never really sounded like an artistic name to me. Plus, I never liked my name. Like, and this is what I was stuck with. I didn't choose it, and so I got to come up with a stage name in Bobby Feeno. The Bobby came from Bobby McFerrin. I don't know if you know who that is, but he made that Don't Worry, Be Happy song. Yeah. But if you dig into his catalog, he's like one of the most brilliant vocal virtuosos ever. And so like I jacked that from him because I love the swag. And then I don't know where Feeno came from. It just felt good. So
it's a good origin story.
I know.
I think it's fire, ain't it?
My Twitter name about to be Bobby Feeno. He already taken it.
Already got the domain. So
I'm straight swagger jack.
Oh man, I'm not mad at it. But last night, the Boston Celtics, like I mentioned before, wrapped things up in their series against the Philadelphia 76ers as they'll head to the Eastern Conference Finals to take on LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Celtics, 114-112 victory, advanced, like I mentioned, to the Eastern Conference Finals. Jason Tatum led the Celtics with 25 points, several clutch baskets in the fourth quarter to seal the game. Jaylen Brown added in with 24 points. Joel Embiid, on the other hand, 27 and 12, but had a costly turnover late thanks to Terry Rozier. And Terry Rozier was aided by Drew Bledsoe being in attendance with his jersey on and signed on the back. I'm pretty sure Drew Bledsoe didn't know who Terry Rozier was about 3 weeks ago, but that's a conversation for another day. Gil, what did you see from the Boston Celtics young stars who continue to play without arguably their two best players in Kyrie Irving and Gordon Hayward?
I mean, they've been playing solid.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been playing solid from day one. This is not, when Kyrie was there, they were playing solid.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is a solid fucking crew, to be honest.
Does it lead to the question of, hey, we can maybe win without Kyrie Irving?
Maybe we can. They've
done it, right? Yeah.
They've done it. Like, even when they were going on a 14, 15 game winning streak at the beginning of the season, Kyrie was having the worst year of his career. Right. But it was hidden because Boston Celtics was winning. Yeah. Jaylen Brown was playing great. Tatum was playing great. Horford was, and the Morris boy was.
Yeah, Marcus.
They were playing amazing basketball. So they showed then that they didn't really need Kyrie then. Right. So, you can see the success from the beginning to now.
Yeah. Arian, with the Celtics wrapping things up, they'll be facing LeBron James in the Eastern Conference Finals, I believe, on Sunday. Do you think they have any chance of taking down the King in that series?
I mean, there's always a possibility, but I just don't see. I haven't seen this focus from LeBron in my viewing pleasure of watching him throughout his career. Like his intensity right now is like I've never seen it before. Yeah, so and he's doing things I haven't really seen before too. Like he's developing into like this. He already was a complete player, but like just this extra level that he's getting to. So like, I don't see him. losing.
Not at all. Cap, do you kind of feel the same way as Arian?
Yeah, I mean, great
analysis.
4 or 5
Great
games,
analysis.
whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I don't think the Eastern Conference Finals is going to be much of a series. Hopefully we get 1 or 2 close games. But in the grand scheme of things, it's a coronation of LeBron going to his 8th straight NBA Finals.
Yeah, I mean, the Boston's going to have the same problem that Toronto did, where when they go with LeBron at the 4, you have Horford at the 4.
Yeah.
So either Horford has to play against LeBron, where that pulls the big man out and he gets to attack, or you say, all right, Tatum, you go LeBron, Horford, you go J.R. Smith, and you stay on the top, or they're going to force you to sub one of your big men out, which plays to the Cavs.
Yeah.
So they're gonna sit there and make them change their lineup, which changes their whole defensive strategy.
Of course. Now, before this series started, like I mentioned yesterday, we all picked the Philadelphia 76ers to wrap things up early in this series because we felt like they had more talent. Now that has shifted dramatically, what do you think a star like Joel Embiid, who started things off in this series a little shaky but kind of found his rhythm later on in the series, but it was too late, what do you think he needs to work on this offseason?
A little bit of everything. I mean, it's the experience. He got the experience. Hopefully he watches tapes of just how the playoffs is played.
Yeah.
And then he can train the whole season like that because, regular season is going to be easy for him. It's going to be a cakewalk. But this experience of losing and how they lost and how they feel they were the superior team, possibly going to the championship, I'm pretty sure that was in their mind.
Yeah.
Just some soul searching, working on the things he felt that he didn't get to work to or get to do.
Right.
Same thing with Ben Simmons, working on his at least a mid-range. If he's not going to take it to at least a mid-range and pull up. I mean, you can't come into next season playing, not having a jump shot or.
Do you think he was exposed in this series against the Boston Celtics?
No, not we already knew what he couldn't do, from the beginning of the season. So he has to spend the summer, developing that mid-range.
Yeah, Arian, when you see a guy like Joel Embiid, what do you think he needs to work on? Do you just think the mental aspect of the game? What do you think?
Yeah, I think as a low post player, you could always improve that aspect of your game in a low post. But I think him and Ben Simmons are gonna have to figure out how to do that together because when he was hurt, Ben Simmons kind of stepped forward, and then when he came back, he kind of took a back seat. So I think they need to work on that as far as who's going to lead the squad. And I don't think he wants to score. I don't think he wants to score. And it's not like no dog in him, but I don't think that's his game. I think he wants to facilitate.
I think he's trying to, before he was more aggressive at the beginning of the season, it's like the more he got compared to LeBron, it seemed he tried to, I want to be more over-round, be unselfish.
Right.
But sometimes you need to be, if your team is not doing what they're doing, you have to take over at some point.
Right.
And he just, especially towards the end of, especially in the playoffs, he just didn't want to take over for some reason.
Yeah. And Cap, I'm gonna switch this question up a little bit for Embiid. You're in media, obviously. Do you think that the media will shift on Joel Embiid as we enter the next season? He's shown what he can do, but now he's kind of playing towards the media. We saw him eating grapes before this game. Do you think they'll shift on him this offseason?
You and I had this conversation.
Yeah.
I think the Sixers were the lovable team this year.
Right.
You can get behind them, young guys getting to a level that we never expected and blowing up in ways we never saw at all. Next year, when they're going to be better and loaded, and Simmons ideally has a jump shot, and Embiid's even better, and the other pieces they fill in to make that team better, they're going to be assholes. Think about the Warriors from 2015 when they were popping off initially. Everyone loved them. They got on the bandwagon. And then 2016, they became these juggernauts. Yeah. Everyone turned on them. So it's like they're going to have the heel turn very shortly. So, yes, I hope everyone enjoyed getting on the Sixers bandwagon because next year, everyone's going to be jumping off and hating them.
No.
Yes.
Not
yes.
next year.
That's too soon.
Yeah, next
That's
year,
too
yeah.
soon.
I think so.
They're going to win 50+. They're going to win 55 games next year.
Yeah, but they're still not going to be the focal point. They're still not going to be the focal point. You're still going to have Boston with Kyrie and what's the name coming back. Mm-hmm. So they're still going to be, when Kyrie and Hayward come back, you're automatically pushing Sixers third. So they get to play they get to do the same thing again.
Kyrie get injured every year?
Yeah, but the team is still going to be nice, so you're going to automatically put them third.
Okay, so I think I have.
So they have a little bit more time to develop.
The other thing too, I'll give the Sixers credit for this Game 5 performance because they're on the verge of giving up in the third quarter.
Yeah,
it was going really wrong in the middle of the third, and there was a point where it could have easily been a 20-point game, and they bared down. And obviously, could have stolen that game. So I'll give them credit for that. But I think next year you're going to have a heel turn the Sixers.
But also, they could be a completely different team if Markelle Fultz plays the entire season and showcases the potential that we saw in the second half of the season.
I also wonder how much Brett Brown was looking at Jason Tatum and saying, "God damn, I wish
that could have been. Yeah, we could have just stayed at the number 3 slot and had him, but it wouldn't fit."
Come on, a little bit of hypothetical.
I mean, you see what Jason Tatum is, but you see what Folks is too. I mean, remember they get to practice with this guy all the time, so we'll get to see what he is next season.
Yeah, but he has a full year of development and popping off in the NBA that Fultz doesn't.
A score is a score.
Exactly. Could have said the same thing about Ben Simmons, but I think he did all right in his second season. Real quick predictions. What do we think in the give me games as far as the Eastern Conference Finals goes? Gentlemen sweep.
I go 4-1, gentlemen sweep.
Gentlemen sweep. Aaron,
I got 5.
5 games, gentlemen sweep. A complete sweep.
Damn,
LeBron James just gets them up out of here. Okay. Do I have to fade the public again? Nah, I'm going to go gentlemen sweep. 5 games.
What are you going to do?
5 games. I wasn't going to do 6.
Wait a minute. You already said 7 games. Didn't he say?
That was the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah,
You think the West is going 7?
Yeah, because I think James is going to slow the game down and it's
No,
gonna be
he thinks the
limited
Warriors are winning Game 7 in Houston.
Yeah, come on. They don't care about where to play.
I don't think it's going 7.
You think Warriors in 6?
I think like 5 or 6.
Okay, I'm not mad at that either. Warriors are
Accurate.
Warriors are a good team. They're juggling.
I just know Cleveland's going to finish before that series. So LeBron can get a little bit more rest. He can be chilling. Right?
Also accurate.
Definitely going to be chilling. As we mentioned earlier, Arian is a man of many talents. He dominated the NFL. He's transitioned to doing podcasts, and now he's doing music. You've also acted, if I'm not mistaken,
I have.
in Hawaii Five-0, Draft Day, Baywatch, and we mentioned Bobby Feeno, and your debut album, Flamingo and Koval, is out now. But over the years, we've seen many athletes try their hand at entertainment, and some have gone well and some have gone pretty poorly. Some of the successful acts include Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Jim Brown's acting career, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's acting career, some of the infamous and unsuccessful Kobe Bryant's rapping career, terrible, Shaq in movies Kazam, and still. Even though Kazam was all right.
I like it.
And Deion Sanders' music career, that hit single Must Be the Money. Arian, I'll start the question off with you first. What's the key to being successful and crossing over from being an athlete to being an entertainer?
I think you have to define what success means to you before
It's all relative, right?
Yeah, because if you're out trying to chase these arbitrary goals that you are kind of far-fetched, especially in today's world with streaming and things like that, like there's really no, you have to set your boundaries.
So like for you, what's success for Flamingo and Koval?
To me, it already was, man. Honestly, because when I made it, I put so much effort into it. I put a lot of time into it. I put it was like 3 years. It took like 3 years to make the project, and like there's live instrumentation. I outsourced like real musicians to help play the reference tracks. But the validation for me was like when people who are in the industry reach out to me and say, I fuck with this, right? So, like my man Hit Boy, he's a Grammy-winning producer. Ninth Wonder, he's a Grammy-winning producer. He reached out to me and was like, "Yo, I just want to let you know this is like you're doing it."
Oh, that's what's up.
And to me, that's better than any award I can get. Like these are cats that are established in this game. I don't owe them anything. Yeah. They reached out to me, and so like to me that was a win.
Those two guys that work with the likes of Kanye West and
That's what I'm
Jay-Z,
saying.
Ninth Wonder and Little Brother. It's like that. You can't argue with that one.
Yeah.
Gil, what do you think is? Why you look at me like?
Because I can't rap single. Motherfucker. I don't know why you even asking me.
Yo, I wasn't. He looked at me like, what album are you going to talk about? But I mean, being a fan, what do you? Well, maybe you're not a fan of athletes that turn into entertainers. What do you think the key is for them to be successful?
You just gotta have the passion. It's the passion. Most people like when they're done playing and they say, all right, I used to rap back in the day. I'm gonna try it, and then just jump into like, you don't have get the fuck out the lane. You don't have the passion for it. You gotta have like Damian Lillard. You can see he's been doing this from the beginning.
Right.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he actually dropped if he's already dropped a whole album. I remember Jason Richardson. Funny. Jason Richardson is a DJ.
Yeah.
That was his passion. So on the plane rides, he used to work on his summer mixes.
Right.
That's hard.
Like really working on. Like he had the whole little shindig. He made me get a DJ booth.
What was your DJ name?
No, I didn't have a DJ name. I just look. I just put my iPod up to things.
Okay. It's
put the playlist on, but you got to have the passion for it. If you want to be successful at anything, you got to have the passion about it.
I think a big thing too, man, and it's not just with music, it's just with anything. If you want to transition into anything, it's humility. A lot of dudes, especially if you come from like dominating the league and like because of my name, I can get on shows like this, I can get in the room with people. Right. But having the humility of saying, this is in my lane, and you have to start from ground up, because the one thing I noticed is transition anything, like even with my podcast, your fan base won't follow you. Mm-hmm. Like it's not, like you might have followers, but like they're not fucking with you. So like you have to respect the craft and then build a following organically. Mm-hmm. And so like you have to be humble. So like you're not gonna have 100 million views on whatever you do. Like it's like you have to eat some of that. Like niggas don't like his shit, but like after a while you keep hitting him with consistency. Like okay, that's how my podcast is growing. Like at first it was like we ain't getting a lot of views, and then all of a sudden like boom, 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 people like it because they understand the quality and the content. We kind of put in the work, and that's what it is. You have to have that humility. But like I put in the work.
See, that's what they want. They want to see the work ethic, and if they see okay, he's passionate about it, I'm gonna take the time to really, watch and see or, listen to what he's talking about. At first it's like, oh, motherfucker making a CD. All right.
I'll get to it.
Exactly.
Yeah, because like we mentioned backstage in the green room, your podcast has had a ton of incredible guests. And like you said, it's been a slow burn here and there. But for Bobby Feeno, what are some of your influences in music and who do you look to maybe draw inspiration?
Right. I mean, really everywhere, man. I grew up, my father, he's from South Central, so I grew up on Parliament, Confunction, stuff like that. And my mother, she's from a small ranch in New Mexico. And so I grew up on listening to Patsy Cline, Three Dog Night, shit. Yeah. It's just off the wall from the neighborhood I grew up in. But so originally that's where my foundation comes from is having a love and a solid foundation of quality music. Yeah. So I love instrumentation. I love vinyl sound. That's what I came from. And as far as today, I draw inspiration from anything, man. I'll give anybody a listen, and if I feel like you care about your craft, I'll definitely vibe with it. I don't cats all the time. They send you SoundCloud links on Twitter or Instagram, whatever. I'll check them out. I don't care how many followers you have. I'll check them out.
Better than me.
Yeah, I don't roll from the crib I went to go get gas or something like that. Cat will be yo, check my mixtape. I'll pop it in. You never know what you're gonna find, man.
How many of it is good? Just percentage.
It's a low percentage.
Low percentage.
It's low percentage because I mean it's just rare to have that quality of musicianship with composition with the writing ability. I think being special in music is just hard in general, but I'll give it a spin. I found some gems like that though. Right.
Now, I'm sure you were writing and maybe composing music during your time in the NFL, were you?
For sure.
So how tough was it to juggle both? Was it just a hobby for you? How tough was it to do that?
Yeah, I think that's why I never released anything. I wanted to. I've done tracks with Bun B. But I never released it because, like I said, I didn't have the time to give it the quality that, I flew out to Nashville and we had musicians and we were there for a week and we were just building and cooking. I couldn't do things like that when I was in the league. And I feel like I said, you have to have that humility, man. I started from the jump. And so I was like, I'm gonna create this project from scratch, man. So, I mean, it was a process that I fell in love with. And I think that's what, when people give it a chance, I know there's a stigma behind athletes releasing music because the majority of the time it's trash. Yeah. But I feel like people get over that hump, they'll be surprised. And not only surprised, but I feel like it could compete with the music that's out today.
Yeah, and Gil, to kind of piggyback on what he was saying, the passion and doing it, juggling both sports and music. When Jason Richardson was doing the DJ thing, did you ever question his love for the game or if he would be prepared?
No. There's so much time. It's that's a fan. That's fans do that. They're like, if you have anything besides basketball, football, baseball, you're going, they're like, oh, he don't care. Motherfucker, I'm done. I got 23 more hours to fuck off, and I'm gonna, I can spend an hour doing something else. So with Jason Richards, that was his hour. We're gambling. He say, oh yeah, y'all motherfuckers over there trying to be professional losers. He working on his, that's what I'm saying. He never did it. I don't know what he did at his house, but he never did it in the arena. He just always on a plane. He never did it on the bus. It was just,
of course,
just on that ride. He just mixing with his plate. And I'm pretty sure during warm-ups or in the locker room, that's what he's listening to his mix plays.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the downtime. Your boy Nick Young has an album coming out this summer, so we can look at his face. You're not gonna listen to the album?
I'm just gonna say it out loud.
Don't say it.
If it's Nick Young,
don't say it.
Trash. Oh, I'm just gonna give it trash.
I thought you were gonna say the other word that got us in trouble, but go ahead.
No. I'm just gonna say it's trash because I know Nick, and there's no way he put hours and dedication into this shit here. Okay? I know him.
So you know him. So I take it Arian or Bobby Feeno will not be collaborating with Nick Young when his album
I'm gonna give him a spin, man.
You gonna give him a spin?
You can spin that shit right out the
window. Right out. But what can we expect for you in the future? Is there tours or collaborations you're working on? Because you talked about working with Bun B already. So what can we expect?
Man, like I said, man, I like to build it organically. I don't like to like put up I can get in the rooms, but like I want people to respect it from respecting it. So like I'm starting just by myself, man. Actually, Scarface, like that's one of my good friends, man. And I actually asked him to be on the project, and he listened to the whole project. He said, "Dog, this is no gas, and this is why I feel like it can compete with some of the shit out right now, because if you look at like legends are respecting it." So Scarface hit me. He was like, "I'll do it. I'll give you a feature." But he said, "I don't feel like I'm gonna add anything to this project." I said, "I think you need to do it solo because it's that dope." And that's him co-signing. So it's like, to me, that's a win. But as far as building organically, man, I got some shows on my lineup in Houston. Do that, and as we get the numbers back from the streaming services, we'll see what areas that people are listening to me, and we'll put a tour together, because it's something that I love to do, man.
That's dope, man. That's dope.
Who would be your dream collaborator?
That's a hard question, man. I think it had to be something off the wall, because if you listen to my stuff, it's not normal. It's not like trap music. So it have to be somebody like Janelle Monáe.
Oh, all right.
Janelle Monáe is like dope. I love her.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I was not expecting an answer.
I wasn't, but it's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
All right, keeping it moving. I'm going to ask the question, what makes an athlete great? And I bring that up because LeBron, at age 33, in his 15th season, is about to make is going to his 8th straight Eastern Conference Finals. And as we all said a little bit earlier, probably going to his 8th straight NBA Finals.
Of course.
And Tiger Woods was asked about greatness of LeBron, and he had this to say.
Being great is doing something that, no one can do, but also what separates those people is just the duration. They're able to do it not just for 1 year or not just for one game, not just for a little spell, is that they're able to do it for a number of years. And to dominate something is one thing. Every player out here can have one good week, and blow away the field. Okay, great. Now, can you do it for a month? Can you do it for a year? Now, do it for a decade. Do it for a decade plus. And then they start separating, what is truly great.
So we had two guys that obviously experienced greatness in their own professions right here. So ask you guys, does true greatness require longevity, or what do you define as greatness in pro athletes?
It depends on where you're viewing this question from in my perspective, because I think if you're in professional sports, you're already 1% of the 1%. So it's different. You're great if you're in any kind of professional sport, but to that next step, I don't think longevity has anything to do with it for me, because to me that's like saying Gale Sayers wasn't great, right? Gale Sayers is one of the greatest in my opinion, but he had a short run because of injury. So it's like, I think it's what you do when you do it. I think longevity helps. I think longevity is a testament to the athlete's durability. But I think if you have a great season, a great run, you were great for that amount of time.
Gil, does greatness require longevity?
Not greatness. Like, being great is just who you were for no matter how many years. But when you're talking about Tiger Woods, Jordans, LeBron James, Brady's, those are considered the GOATs. Mm-hmm. See, the GOATs, they had luck on their side, didn't get injured. So their greatness got to last longer than someone else. And so if someone say, was T-Mac great? Yes, T-Mac was great. T-Mac got injured, cut his greatness off. Yeah. So all that's happening to the GOATs, we're calling the GOATs, is that the fact that they've lasted longer with luck, didn't get injured too bad, and that's what makes them the best of the best, because they just got to do it for a longer period of time.
I think our legends get romanticized in their head, especially over time. Like they were still competing with cats in their era, but it's just that they did it for such a long time that you forget that they were competing with guys you don't even remember anymore. Yeah. They were still competing.
Like LeBron James, like he's gonna outlast. He's outlasting the players he came in with.
Yeah.
You got to remember he was in the Shaq era. Right. The Tim Duncan, like he was the AIs, the T-Macs, the Vince Carters. He's went through those eras, going through the KD era, the Curry era. Like, I'm pretty sure that Curry probably will retire before LeBron.
That's not far-fetched.
Curry's 30. LeBron's 33. And one's a freak of nature, one's regular guy. So you got. I'm
I don't let you call him a man a regular guy.
I'm just like he don't have no athletic ability. That's all I mean. So you got,
I saw that on Twitter the other day. Somebody was trying to say Steph Curry ain't athletic.
Listen, man,
That's just crazy.
That's just the tip of the iceberg.
28-inch vertical. I mean, that's not athletic at all.
You don't, man.
That's not athletic in the NBA.
You can't say he's not quick.
Here's what's funny. He doesn't even know what like.
He's deceptive. He's deceptively quick.
That's insane.
So like you got one who's gonna like LeBron's gonna last till he's 40. So if Curry lasts till he's 37, yeah, they'll both be retiring at the same time.
Can I ask y'all a real quick question?
It's a hot take, man.
But in y'all sports, y'all's run was very much great. I talk to you all the time about your run. I feel like what you did, a lot of the point guards that we see they're scoring first, they're fruit from your tree. Arian, when you came into the league, you dominated. You're the best running back in Houston Texans history. You had a great run there, especially if you undrafted, if I'm not mistaken, right? Do you guys ever get jealous to see a player have longevity and not have to go through injuries? Does that ever bother y'all?
No, it happens.
Right.
And that's, it happens. You know, it's unfortunate that some players, they're going to get cut short, you know, and that's just how the game was. Like my favorite player of all times, and no one can ever tell me nothing bad about him, was Penny Hardaway.
Right.
And he got cut short, but you're not going to say at the time he wasn't better. Like he was my number one dude. I don't give a fuck what y'all say.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame. Now he's Hall of Fame in my book because I know what he was. He got injured and slowed him down. But at that moment, if you cut his career, he's Hall of Fame right there.
Yeah.
All right, so for both of you guys, LeBron obviously is on a much different level than everybody else. But what does it take, what kind of focus does it take, I should say, to maintain that kind of level of greatness? Because, Gil, I'm not going to name names, but you said, off camera to us that there are guys that should have been a lot better than they were, but they were either lazy or not focused and just didn't dedicate themselves the way they should have.
So I look at.
You saw that in the NFL too.
So I look at players like this. When you say somebody like, and people hate when I say it, but it's the way you look at it. You have every 10-year players, you have every 20-year players, right? So every 10-year players, they're like your Mayweathers, your Venus Williams, your Kobe Bryants, your Jerry Rices. They're above average, like physique, but they're workaholics. They're like machines. They're perfectionists, which makes them great. Then you have your Venus Williams, your Jordans. Like these guys are freak of natures, like God's gift freaks with the same work ethics, right? That's what makes them the GOAT. Then you have people who have the same athletic ability as the GOATs, but they don't have the work ethic. Yeah. So they just get away with just being regular. They just want to, be, so that's where your Mike Tysons them fall in, like your Vince Carters,
Shaquille O'Neal.
Like a Cam Newton, if he doesn't jump up to a next level. You got these freak of natures who, they just like, if they have, they just need that motor, and that's, if you don't have that motor, you're not.
You saw that in the league too, where guys just didn't quite attain the levels that they probably you thought they would have attained if they had been that focused.
I think you just have to like really care, right? And like what I mean by that is like you have to like really love what you do, and like I think after you get a certain amount of money and after you reach the goals that you reach, like how much do I care about putting a ball through a hoop? You know what I mean? Like that's what it comes down to. Like LeBron, like that's all he thinks about. Like you can tell. I mean, not all he thinks, but like it's an important. Like my legacy is important to me. Like I remember there was a point in my career I was like, I really don't give a shit anymore about how I run away from men. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't care at a certain point. I think when you reach that Hall of Fame status, like those guys, that's all they lived for. And I think you have to care. And I think at a certain point, like when you have millions of dollars in the bank and your family's secure, and you're like, I don't want to wake up and do this anymore. Yeah. I think it's an important factor.
But it's also kind of like, is it frustrating or maybe demoralizing when you see guys that should have attained greatness and just don't put in that dedication and don't really, again, have that focus? So it's like, what are you doing? I mean, from a fan perspective, just like, you could have had all these dollars, all this, this legacy, Hall of Fame, blah, blah, blah. It's like, why wouldn't you go for it?
I mean, it don't frustrate me because like I can't sit in another man's shoes. Like if he's super content and happy like with his life, like more power to you. Like you came, saw, and conquered. Like I can't put my expectations on another man. So like if you happy with your life, man, I'm happy with your life.
I mean, no, it's frustrating. Like if you're a fan.
Yeah, I understand the frustration.
As a fan standpoint, you get frustrated because you're like what would Vince Carter had been if he put more energy in being like a Jordan than him trying to stay in the league at 40. Like, what was all this?
That work ethic.
What was this work ethic you had to stay, get in shit? What was that when you was jumping over everyone?
He didn't need it, bro.
But see, that's the frustrating part. He was so God's gifted. His IQ of basketball, his like he had every tool. Like how he looked in the air. Like if you wanted to say a perfect jumper, how he looked and how he glided, like how he was just acrobatic. Like he made it look so easy that it was like, why are you not averaging 35, 40? Why are you only averaging 24? He was content. It was like, like Russell is not content with what he's doing. Like if someone told Russell, hey Russell, you can average a quadruple double, you be the first person on the planet. The motherfucker is gonna go out there and try to average a quadruple double. Now you got this man just flying, trying to steal everything. Yeah. But that's where his mindset is. He wants to be the greatest at what he's doing. Right. And he's a freak of nature.
Yeah.
And also, again, you talk about, just not being completely dedicated. He's still going to be a Hall of Famer, too.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
No, but he could have been an all-time great if he was really...
But that's what I'm saying. A God's gift, someone who is gifted is still going to be at the crop. He's going to still be in top 5 no matter what, because that's what his gift was. Like, he was just a God's gifted person. What makes him the 1 or number 2 in there is because they had the dedication, they had the heart. They wanted to be great.
Yeah.
So like Mike Tyson, he's still going to be top 5. No matter how. I know, but if he would have stayed focused and say he wanted to be, if he had Mayweather's mentality, he would have been the baddest ever to do it.
I think
no question.
Like Arian said, it's the realest thing. If you get to a point where you wanted to achieve this goal and you're content, then
like with Mayweather, it's like he's doing MMA.
Yeah, MMA.
And someone said, "Would you put money on it?" Yes. If that man decided he would, but I'm just saying, I think about his machine work. He's a workaholic. So
you told us the time he was in the club, right?
Yeah, I was in the club with him. He got his earphones, came in. This is Miami, probably about 2004. And they're jamming. Put it in. It was him. Left, right, duck, left, right. He was listening to himself work out.
That's ridiculous.
And I'm sitting there like I'm in here and he's training. He's in the club on a club, appearance, training himself, and I'm like, yo, he's a machine.
It is crazy.
Like this is sick. He's training himself.
Yeah, I don't care about anything like that.
So that's what I'm saying. So if he's gonna jump into this ring, he put the dedication behind it before he went.
That might have changed my mind.
TV. He's not a man who's gonna jeopardize a loss. He's not gonna jeopardize a loss. So if he decides to jump in that motherfucker, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
he put the work in.
That's a good little story. I like that a lot. All right, so completely switching gears here from greatness, we're going to talk about our top 5 sports blunders of all time. And I bring that up because the Mets, franchise known for their fuck-ups, had an epic one on Wednesday when they batted out of order in the first inning, and it may have cost them the game. So I'll spare you all the details there, but it was pretty goddamn embarrassing for any Mets fans out there. We haven't seen that happen in Major League Baseball since 2016, but let's toss out our top 5. What?
It was 2 years ago.
2 years ago? Look,
still normal, though.
I thought he was going to say like 1998.
Ray Roof era.
It happens every once in a while.
Okay.
But it's still a bad fuck-up. All right, so our top 5 worst sports blunders of all time. We'll kick it off. I think Bill Buckner and his mess up in the World Series in Game 6 of 1986 against the Mets deserves to be on there. Pierce, what do you think it deserves to be on there?
I got to add the Leon Lett snow blunder on Thanksgiving against the Miami Dolphins where they blocked the kick and he decides to run into the football and Miami gets another shot to win the game. So that's my choice.
Arian, what do you think deserves to be in the top 5 list?
Hey, that's tough, man. I played with dude. I know dude. But this was hilarious, man. He was the butt of the joke for a while. This is when Dan Orlovsky ran out of
yeah.
That's my guy though, man. But that was, man.
How bad did you guys clown on him for that?
All the time. We used to play it in the locker room.
And I think what makes that him running out the back of the end zone for a safety even worse, that might have been a line squad that went 0-16.
It was, yeah.
Oof.
He got paid though, so.
Hey,
Yeah, I mean, he had like a 10-year backup career.
Yeah.
He did okay for himself.
Yeah, yeah.
Greatest quarterback in UConn history, by the way, Dan Orlovsky.
ooh, that's
That's how bad it is for UConn
unfortunate.
football. Yeah. Also, I think Chris Webber's timeout in the championship game against North Carolina deserves special recognition because obviously that was extremely costly. It gets replayed a million times over and over
I
again.
think it's so big because he refuses to talk about it.
right.
That's not helping matters either.
It's
Yeah.
like this prestige. Like he's just like, no. Like, let's talk about it, bro. It's like,
Also, shout out to his teammates that were telling him to do timeout, and then when he called timeout, they were
right.
Yeah.
I ain't telling you to do that.
What was you doing?
Fam, you tripping.
Wilding right now.
What you got?
Gil, yeah, let's hear your top 5.
The kick that was heard around the world.
The kick that was hurt. What?
The what?
The kick that was heard. You never heard that?
I haven't heard that.
Where you go?
Dolphins kicker Ray Finkel.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Lord.
For real, Ace Ventura.
Yeah.
That would have to be a true story, or they wouldn't have put it in the movie.
What?
I don't
He
even
missed
know.
the kick.
Laces in and not laces
How did
out?
you get there?
He missed the kick. He
Had to
turned
be a
into.
true story.
He did what Bruce Jenner did. Turned into the chick. Lois.
You're going
Lois
to Angeles.
Ironheart.
E, what is happening?
Lois Ironheart. Y'all don't remember that?
Yeah,
I
but
remember that, but you know,
it was definitely.
I swear to God, I thought I
You need
said
something to drink? I need something to drink
Man,
too. 'cause
I didn't even got nothing in there. I just had
Right, I
to.
need something.
I thought it was off a true story.
How about that Mayweather story? That was crazy.
Ray Finkel, baby. Put him on there.
Ray, the guy. I know he's a movie buff, but this takes it to another level.
I was not expecting.
I love Ace Ventura, bro, but it's like,
Ray Finkel, man.
what are you doing?
That was
Yeah.
tough.
No, we
Fuck
got
that man's life up.
we got a life lesson out of Ace Ventura. Laces out. We got
that
a life
man.
lesson out of
That's
that.
my man said, Ray Finkel. Yo, Ray, come on, G. He got the 90.
I'm trying to see if he's serious or not. I thought.
Yeah, like what about like Mouse in the
He's
Palace or
badass.
something
He's
crazy like
dead
that?
That was incredible. I don't know if that's a blunder as much as that should be
blunder?
celebrated
That was a
in NBA
debacle.
history. That was incredible.
Which one?
Malice in the Palace.
Oh yeah.
I remember watching that live in person. Not in person, but I remember watching that live
Yeah.
on TV.
So you
No, I was
caught one?
I'm ducking and stuff. Yeah, it was incredible.
Because I didn't want to bring up, because you guys looking at me, I didn't want to bring up the Washington when I missed the free throws.
No, they're gonna bring that. Our fans gonna bring that.
I didn't want to bring
No,
that
bring
one
it up
up.
in your IG
But-
comments.
It was
Wolves are after you now.
it was it was greatness on LeBron's part because it actually worked in his favor. So I'm gonna tell you a story.
Okay, I'm ready.
We used to talk so much shit to each other because when Larry went over there, so we used to gamble. When
Larry
we,
Hughes you're talking about.
Yeah, Larry Hughes. We used to gamble at LeBron's place when we came to Cleveland, during the regular season. So we had a rivalry. So, Damon Jones was the loudmouth, right? So this is like story after story, just Damon Jones. So we used to go at it like talking shit, gambling, give me my money. I was a landlord.
Yeah.
Yo, rent money up, come in. I'm looking for my rent money. Like I'll be in the locker room where the rent money at.
Yeah.
So anytime he came in the game, oh, landlord here, right? Like I'm the landlord, one-on-one. One-on-one used to bust his ass. So to the point in the playoffs, they had to stop playing Damon Jones. Benched him. Benched his motherfucker game, benched his ass.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So at the free throw line, we up one. Brian hits me on the chest, say, if you miss this, you know who's gonna win it. I missed them both. Look over, Damon Jones subs in. Fucking LeBron ain't passing this motherfucker. He ain't played in 2 motherfucking days. Right? He ain't played 2 fucking games. Right side.
Yeah.
LeBron coming down his famous left. Drives. I already know. Step back coming. Right? So he hits the drive, and soon as I flinched the fuck up, passes the fucking Damon.
In the corner.
Damon Jones hit the shot. They jump on him. All you hear is the rent money ain't coming.
Yo.
Yo, I was so fucking pissed off that whole. Oh my
man.
God.
It's all right, brother. It's okay.
Yeah, how'd
man.
you-
But that's what started the feud the next year when Deshaun Stevenson came and we did the whole Soldier Boy.
Oh, yeah.
Damon Jones came in when y'all heard the famous CD by Hova, Blow the Whistle remix.
Yeah.
Damon Jones is the one bringing it through the club. Got on the microphone, shut it down. We got something from the whole. Like he was that.
Oh man.
It was.
That's deep.
Did you gamble again with Damon after that, or
No.
Yeah. I imagine it's tough to come back from that one.
No, I was on demon mode the following.
You were on demon mode?
I was on demon mode. Everybody was dying. Everybody was getting that work. But fucking David Jones.
Hey, whatever motivates you.
You know what fucks me up to this day?
Let it out. It's therapy.
Who the fuck passes it to David Jones in a corner who ain't take a shot all fucking series
LeBron James.
for the game winner?
The GOAT.
Yep.
That's
The GOAT.
It's okay.
I would never.
Talk through it.
I would never. I would never have ever. Let alone to a nigga who never got it. I wouldn't have passed it to my shooter.
Oh, man.
How long you been holding on to this story, man?
Long time, man.
This is therapy. I'm glad that you were here for
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You all right, brother? We
Not because right now it's been trending. I hate when it trends.
Yeah.
Who the fuck passes it today? That's what fueled me the whole of summer because it's like, we're up 1. Who the fuck are you to pass it to Damon Jones in the fucking corner for the game winner?
And he
just
it.
got in the game, and he just got in the game. You don't pass it to him.
That's interesting.
Him?
Let it look. Talk
He
through
didn't
it.
play all game.
Talk through it.
Pass that motherfucker.
Arian, I hate that we have to follow up off a great story like this.
Yeah,
but
that's tough.
Do you have any dates on your shows in Houston?
Oh, not yet, man.
Okay.
We still gathering all that together, man.
Okay.
But it's on all streaming services now, man. So
They can go check it out now.
check it
Places
out,
like
man.
Tidal. You also have
Yeah.
your documentary coming out. I'm excited to see that. Arian, thank you, brother, for stopping by Out of Bounds. We hope you had a good time. I'm glad you were able to drop in on this therapy session we had with my guy
man.
Gilbert. I'm glad you told that story so they can stop tagging me in all these videos. Saying,
I know,
your boy
the
choked. I'm like,
choke,
yo,
yeah,
relax,
yeah.
man. But for Adam Caparell, Arian Foster, Gilbert Arenas, I'm Pierce Simpson. We'll see you next week. This is Out of Bounds. Have a good one.
How did you just not collapse on the court when he hit that shot?
pride.
I was still,
Devastated.
because it was one of those. Because the rule.
Were you
of thumb-
still in shock when it was?
Yes, because the rule of thumb is don't leave a shooter in the corner. Right? If a guy drives, you stay home. All that went out the window. Because I'm still thinking about the fucking free throws I missed. Still thinking about the free throws I missed. So when LeBron, I've been studying the dude so long that I know when he's on the left side what he's going to do.
Yeah.
So when he decided to drive, I don't know what said go.
You almost like trying to win the game again. Because you're like, I missed the
and it
free
was one of
throw, I
those
gotta do
things.
everything.
It's like,
Overcompensate.
Yeah.
and it's choo, right to the corner, like.
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy. But I guess it's a testament to how much of a basketball genius homie is for him to say, okay, Gilbert might step up on me. I'm gonna kick it to Damon in the corner. Yeah.
The fact that they went to my side knowing
Yeah.
they must have knew. That was part of their game. Drive, Gilbert's gonna bite every time.
Yeah.
Because I was coming for the steal.
He said, I'm gonna win this.
I was coming for the steal.
Yo.
And you ain't got to worry. You can hit 30 on me easy. Right?